Hey y'all, what's up? I hope everyone had a great Saturday. I was debating on if I was going to do this or not because I was falling asleep and I'm in my bed. And my eyes irritate me again. I dozed off on the couch and woke up. So bear with me, you guys. Tonight's Survivor Series was... I was about to make a face. It was okay. These lashes keep coming out. It was okay. And I'm kind of sad about that because Survivor Series has been my favorite PLE the past 2 years. Even watching like past War Games this past week with like NXT before they switched it over and did Deadline. The only positive thing about Survivor Series, well, one of the most positive things about Survivor Series being over is that Deadline is coming up for NXT. And even when in the past 2 years when I wasn't really catching on to NXT like that, like last year, I watched 2022's Deadline. I was locked in for a while. Well, that was right at the time like John Cena and Cody and them start coming. And I start watching again after Solo came up to the main roster. So I knew the characters were familiar because they were basically some of the same people. So I knew like them. And like I said, the main reason why I think I watched, was that Deadline? I think it was Deadline. Was it Deadline when they won the tag titles from Pretty Deadly? If that's when and that was the main reason why I watched, to be honest. I didn't even know about the Iron Survivor match, but that's NXT's new version of War Games. And honestly, in my opinion, I like that version better. And that's the main thing I look forward to. On Deadline. So I can't wait for that in Minneapolis. They like these Annapolis cities. North Carolina, they can come to Kannapolis. Don't do that. That's like a small town between like Greensboro, like by Greensboro, High Point, Kernersville, like on the way to Charlotte, but don't come there. Well, Annapolis, Maryland, the capital. Some other Annapolis, maybe. The War Games started. First of all, shout out to T-Pain, okay? Because if you're not really paying attention to the song, because they played 3 different songs there. So they played Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath song. And then they played like a bit of T-Pain song, but they don't think they really advertise it like that. Then they played, was that Travis Scott's song? It's a couple rappers that been on WWE, so I don't even know. But he had a song for WWE. I don't even know how you would pitch that. Like, do you pitch that to them or do they pitch that to you? And if not, he got his little country bag or whatever. So it opened up, like, I guess it satisfies those the people that are WWE fans that like that type of music. I'm here for country because country and soul are cousins. So you hear, if you take the twang out of the song with country, it's very much a soul song. And if you maybe might switch up the production, and sometimes you ain't got to switch the production up, but they're cousins or sisters or everyone, they related, very closely related. So it's not, and it's the reason why a lot of people that are big country fans know like all the slow jams, all the like good R&B songs, because they cousins. They like those type of songs, the same type formula they put in country, they put in like old school soul, R&B, whatever. Okay, anyway. So the match started out with the Women's War Games. The matches went to Women's War Games. LA Knight versus Shinsuke versus for the U.S. Championship. The triple threat with Sheamus, Ludwig Kaiser, and Bronson Reed for the IC title. And then Gunther versus Damien for the Raw title, the World title, and then the Men's War Games. I don't think nobody in the Men's War Games. So out of all of that, it was 3 title shots, and we had Mrs. Money in the Bank. And I said yesterday I was gonna look up who was the Mr. Money in the Bank, and I forgot. Was it Drew, and he didn't get it cashed in, right? And it was the first time ever in history. Now I'm thinking about it, like, it was the first time in a while that it's never been successfully cashed in. And I think part of that reason was because CM Punk, is that when I want to say Seth had that match with Damien for the title, and then Drew tried to come in and make it a triple threat match, and then he didn't even get to cash it in or something crazy like that. I might be mixing up events, but I think he was the Men's Money in the Bank winner. But if you include all the titles, the 3 that were defended and all the titles that were in there, it was 7 titles in the Miss Money in the Bank. Because I think that Candice LeRae is still the women's speed championship. I don't watch it, so I don't know, to be honest with you. And then you had Bianca as a tag champion, Nia as Women's World SmackDown champion, and Liv as the women's champion. And then, yeah, the Miss Money in the Bank. So I think all the champions were on the opposing team outside of Bianca. So it was a total of 7 champions, because it would have been in like Tama and Tonga being the WWE SmackDown champions, but they lost to Morty City Machine Gun. So I don't know. Also, it was just not what I expected at all. So, like I said, so the first match started with the War Games one, or the women. Who came out first? My girl came out first. So they did Bianca's. And I said, okay. Because I was like, she ain't worn metallic colors in a while. Like, I don't think since like the beginning of her main roster journey, I think since NXT, she hasn't worn metallic. You know, I think she had like a SmackDown. I want to say she had like a silver and blue. I think it was the last time we seen like a metallic type cover, and she had a blue lipstick. Like, I ain't seen. So she came out, they played her song, then Naomi came out with the birthday hat on. They played her song, then they did EO's song. EO's song is one of them other songs that I be sitting like, because her solo, and I did hair, so I still got hair up here. But her solo in Dragon Lee's, I'm always gonna move to. And then when they played the 3 ladies song, I said, we low-key could get a mashup of Bianca, Naomi's, and EO song and be jamming, okay? I don't know who does mashups. Somebody do a mashup of that. Then I was like, so then after that, Bailey came out. I'm surprised I ain't seen the Bailey song. You know, won't you be my girl? Surprise. I loved Bianca's outfit because I don't think she's worn. I think it's the metallic that I'm drawn to. Because I was about to say, I don't think she's worn that pink in a while. But she's wore pink. I also don't think she's worn shorts in a while. I think all her gear with, has it? Maybe I'm bugging. I might be bugging. Because I'm trying to think of her gear with Jade. And I'm like, I think it's pants, but it's matching colors. But I could be wrong. Right now, I don't know. It's kind of hard to like recollect stuff because so much happens in a year, and they be like, they don't sit and reflect on matches because so much happens, and I be like, I'm sitting here like, as a person watching, shoot, it's hard for me to recollect stuff, and I'm watching, so I could just imagine being in it and having to go through that. But Bailey's outfit on that team during the entrance part was my favorite because I like the little strap jump. I don't know who designs Bailey's strap things, her jackets or whatever. I need the plug, okay? Because it be on point. I'm still trying to figure out where the hell she got that gray and green jacket from. But that little jump, I said, okay, Bailey. Now looking at her happy birthday on Twitter to Trinity, I'm like, okay, so that's who cornrows her one braid. Because I was like, who be doing? I be wondering. Y'all know I'm a hair person. So I be like, the hair is cute. Always look at the hair. Always look at the gear. Always talk about production. And then I'm like, who does this? Whose idea is it to do the one braid? Is it her idea? And she's like, hey, yo, can you braid this for me? You know what I'm saying? Like, so, that was cute. Then Rhea came out. The crowd went crazy. That face mask was everything. And she had on a jacket. We didn't even see her gear good. Okay. So I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? We lost the advantage. Okay, I will say this about Naomi's outfit. I didn't expect it to be a rendition from her 2018. Because when she came out, I said, that looked like she's something she done had before. But this boy named, I think his name on social media is Paz or something like that. He designs her gear, and he was like, this is an inspiration from something in 2018. It's basically the same color, same, but instead of like the whole thing like being a zip up, it had like the cups. So it's basically kind of the same thing. But my thought was she was going to get gear black. And then when you put on the black light, she was going to have like birthday cakes or like candles because it was her birthday. That's what I thought. Okay. I didn't know it was going to be that. That's what I will say about her gear. It was cute. And then I was trying to figure out if her wig said something. Because you know, normally when she gets pigment to do her wigs, it'll say something or be like a flag or something like that. It was just blue, I think, Army type. Now I'm thinking about it, Army War Games, so that makes sense. Well, no, blue could be Navy or Air Force too. But that makes sense. So, because I was like, what does the side of her wig say? So Bianca started the match. So then, who came out? I don't know the order the girls came out. I remember, I think Candace came out first. I like the black and white on her. Second, Nia came out. Loved the hair. I didn't expect that though. I didn't expect her to have so much of it, but I wasn't mad at it. It was giving lioness, okay? Fierce queen. Lionesses are queens of the jungle. She's the queen of the ring. That's what it was giving, okay? Then, Tiff had the best gear to me. It was the pop. It wasn't just because it was the picnic table checkers or the pinup girl checkers. It was the pops of red, or like the kisses, or what was they? Lips or hearts. It was that set it off for me. And then, of course, Liv and Raquel came out together, and I was like, so they don't play Raquel's song no more at all? She just come out with her. Raquel's gear threw me off. I didn't know until social media. Someone was like, she was paying homage to Victoria in 2002. A PLE. To me, her gear was straight. It was the headband that threw me off. Because I was like, the headband added to the gear looks like she belongs to a gang in Southern California. Low key. But I think it started off with Bianca and Nia. No. Was it Bianca and Nia? I think, or was it Naomi and Nia? It was one of those two and Nia. Started off like that, and we lost. Did we have the advantage? Sorry. We had the advantage, which was weird. Because the last three War Games, Bianca and them had not had the advantage. The other two. So Bianca's going in there 2-0. Who else was in there with her? War Games. Bailey's going in 0-0-2. I think everybody on their team was experienced with the War Games. I don't think nobody on the other team did a War Games. Or if Candace has done one, it hasn't been a while. I think Rhea is 1-1 because I think she did one in 2022 with Damage Control, and then she did one in NXT against Bianca and them team. And then when they was on NXT, I think Io was on the side that Bianca was on. So, and Rhea and them won, I want to say. So, Io, I don't think won War Games at all. And then her 3. I only remember 3. If she did more than 3, this would have been her 4th one, if I'm recalling. 4th or 5th one. Because they said it's 18. She said 18 to 9. So it's been like a total of 9 War Games to the other side at 18 or something like that. So, I don't know if it was the crowd at in Vancouver, or if it was. I would say it's a mix of the crowd and the match. And y'all know I'm here for the girls. Okay, I'm here for the girls. To me, it didn't give what it was supposed to give. Like the last 2 years was everything. The first year made sense because it was Bianca, Asuka, even though that was a little weird. I think it was Bianca, Asuka, and Becky, because I think all 3 of them was fighting Damage Control. And then I think they added Michin. I forgot who the 5th person was. And then the other side had Damage Control, Rhea, and Nikki Cross. What did they have on the other side? And then last year, they didn't even do 5 versus 5. They did 4 versus 4. Because they had Dakota outside the ring. And then they had the other 4 members of Damage Control. And then they had Charlotte, Shotzi, and Bianca, who had formed a semi-alliance. And then they brought back Becky, which was cool. Because bringing back Becky made sense because she know what it's like to fight against Damage Control and all that. And then they added a line of storytelling with her and Charlotte. The first 2022 made sense. This year, I think the match was, even though the girls performed well, is because the story attached to it didn't make sense at all. And that's why a lot of people was like, it was a 4 out of a 10. And I also think, like I said, the crowd has a lot to play in it. If the crowd is boring or doesn't react how you would think they would want to react, that helps dictate the mood of the watchers. So for us, if the crowd's not, we're like, but if the crowd is hyped the whole time, then we'll be hyped the whole time, okay? It wasn't like that. I don't know if people was coming in, if they was full off turkey, if they was tired, if they was drunk, like what the deal was. But I feel like with the women's War Game matches, it had pops of when people got excited and then it was dead silence. Like, even when the girls came in, it was silent. Like, Bianca came in, and she's the only, as soon as her music hit, it used to be nonstop pandemonium, especially when she was on Raw, and the Raw Women's Champion. As soon as the music hit, I'm on my, the crowd used to go crazy. They didn't even go crazy. They went crazy for a second when Rhea came out. Okay? Then it was EO and Tiff. EO did some flips. Tiff was like, I can do that too. That part had me cracking up because I'm like, Tiffany was like, you not about to show. Tiff said, you ain't about to show out. Okay, well, I'm here. EO came, climbed up. I think Candace, she ended up knocking her down or whatever. They brought in tables. They brought in, was it a toilet seat? They brought in the toilet seat. They brought in trash cans. They brought in a chair. Somebody brought in a fire extinguisher. Like, it had all the components of a good match. Then at one point in time, EO climbed to one side with the one set of girls. Tiffany's like, oh, she climbing it? She ain't about to show me up. I'm about to climb the other side. EO did a moonsault. Tiffany did a, what was it, swanton? They gonna talk about that's the highlight. Then I was like, so who gonna be the MVP? Because last year was Bayley. I feel like this year's MVP for that match, I'm gonna say it's Candace. And the only reason why I say that is because she's such a tactician. And I said this, like, people will, I said each team has two powerhouses. So the one team had Rhea and Bianca. The other team has Raquel and Nia. And this is why I say I wanted a triple threat. Then I said when I add Nia, I said a four-way match with these four. Because they could all lift about the same, all of that. Then you got two flyers. You got Tiffany and you got EO. But Nia's team has the tactician or and Candace, and people sleep on her. Okay, she is very, just like I think of course, she is very skilled at what she does. Okay, then I want to say, well, some people say foundationalist, foundational wrestler, or folklore style. That's what Bayley got. Bayley gives you the foundations, stuff like that. She ain't gonna do too much. She gonna give you a good match, good wrestling. She ain't doing all that flying. Her and Natalya are very similar in that aspect. Because Natalya be like, we can keep it on the floor. I ain't jumping over nothing. Okay, that's what Bayley gives you. I ain't saying nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying that's what she gives. And then Naomi, I don't know what kind of stuff she has, and I'm not saying that to like play her face, but I'm like, it's a mix. And it's now because she's been in the game for so long, she don't even be taking stuff serious no more because she done gave Nia a stink face with the daggone toilet over her face. I want to say Rhea, I think, hit Raquel with the toilet seat on her back. Okay. At one point, and then when Liv came out, all the girls were on the floor. Rhea came. Liv looked scared out of her mind. She didn't want to go in or whatever. Then she went back. So we was like, where the hell is she going? I thought she was coming out with Dom. She come out with the bat. One point in time, Rhea took off her mask. Because at first I was like, who took her mask off? She had the Van Holler mask underneath with the little jump on the side. So I'm like, oh, she ready for war. Okay? So then, my baby is yelling on his game. Then, they were talking about, oh, so then Tiffany somehow got the briefcase in the trash can. And both of Nia and Liv was on the floor. And Raquel was about to stop it and was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And as soon as she was about to stop it, we don't know what would happen because EO came with the fire extinguisher and blew both of them out. And then Rhea smooth hit Raquel with the chain, like tied her up to the rope. So if you got close enough to Raquel, she could reach out and kick you. But that was it. So I was like, I wonder who she was gonna cash in. But I said, and this is what I said. I said if she does not cash in by Survivor Series, she's gonna cash in probably by like the Royal Rumble at the latest Elimination Chamber. And I said that because I was like, I don't see her cashing in by WrestleMania. And Money in the Bank comes after Backlash. She could cash in at Backlash, but I'm like, she's cashing in before that. She's definitely, now whether she'll succeed or not is a whole nother situation. But she's definitely cashing in before then. Especially now that we're getting these women mid-card titles. She might not even want to cash in on Nia or Liv. She might want to cash in on, who did I say was going to win the women's IC title? Who did I have in my brain? I said Michin for the U.S. Women's Championship. If she didn't win it, which I think she should, it should be Chelsea. And then my first person, I forgot who I said, but I know the second person I said was Shayna. Was it Io? I'm trying to think of all the girls there now. I don't know. I think I said it might have been Kari Sane. I think it was her. I don't know. I'm over here trying to think because I know it wasn't Natalia. I didn't say Natalia. And the third person I had in mind was Dakota Kai, but the first person was I think I said Lyra. I don't know. I think she's gonna cash in on one of them. So so that's gonna be in January when they had it. Oh, is that December? That's this month, right? When they had that Saturday excuse me, night live event. And then like when that happened, it was like the final thing. You got a little crowd participation, cashing in. The crowd got live. And then when Io stood face to face against Bayley before somebody on the other team broke it up, you got that cashed in. Like you got a reaction to that. Other than that, it was like dead silent. Dead silent. And then of course, Rhea Riptide lived through the table. And they won the match. And she pinned it. Which parts of me want to say good. And some people were like, Io should have did this because she got a matchup against her. And then other parts of me was like, what's going to happen after that? You know what I'm saying? Like I said prior to, Liv doesn't have to be champion for her and Rhea to continue this feud. Because I feel like Rhea's going to get that title back before the end of next year anyway. Around the way, she's gonna come back around and become the women's champion. You know what I'm saying? She's the only woman in WWE history right now that's held 5 titles, because the one title doesn't even exist anymore. What was it? I think it was a European Women's NXT title. I think so. She got that. The other NXT title, the SmackDown, I think, and the Raw, and it was something else. It was a 5th one. 1, 2. I think, was she a tag title? I don't know. She might have been, but they said she had 5 championships. And then Cole had said something about, I think Cole had said something about this being Bianca's 3rd War Games, and I was like, no, this is her 4th War Games. I know that from watching that War Games marathon. But they won. So far in the past 3 years, Bayley is 1 and 2. Io is 1 and 2. Bianca is 3 and 0. And Rhea's 1 and 1 because she didn't participate in the one last year. So we'll see what that goes on after that, what happens. And then we got Shinsuke versus LA Knight. So LA Knight comes out, they take out the DBA, the meter goes to 99, 89 to 90. And I'm like, I don't think it's ever going, France is still the GOAT. When France, they did put it out for France, it was 140. The highest it got, for I think Bash at Berlin was like 110. London might have had been a contender with France, but the only other place I see that was probably as loud as France was Puerto Rico or louder. Ain't nobody beating them in the sound. Even with LA Knight and them coming out, yeah, da da da. He comes out, Shinsuke comes out with the Master Shredder helmet on. I don't know where the hell he got that from or got the design. The match is pretty smooth. And goes out. I don't know if LA is trying to play it like he know he's losing this match. So he's trying to make sure he's careful so that Shinsuke can get it and also make it look like a good match. Or if he's tired because it was like real slow movements or something like that. Like it didn't seem to flow well, if that makes sense. So to me, I was like, because I know with stories and stuff like that, the superstars know when they're more than likely, they probably know if they're keeping the title or losing the title. Sometimes I think Triple H should be like, we just gonna let it flow and then we're gonna write from there. But for the most part, I think they know. So I think that he knows. So I know that they're prepared. All right. Prepared and stuff like that. But I'm like, either he wasn't happy with it, he was tired, or he was just moving slow. Because I was like, what is happening? So Shinsuke ends up winning. People are upset. Some people are upset. I feel like, even though he just got back, I'm not mad at him winning it, for one. Shinsuke's crazy as hell in a good way. I always say that. The promos be A1. I feel like after last year and him fighting Seth and all these people for so long for a title, that him getting a title now is well deserved. I feel like with Shinsuke being the new champion, he has new contenders. Now you have Andrade, who you done fought. He can run it back with you. You can run it back with LA Knight. You can get Carmelo. You can get Santos. You can get, you know what I'm saying? We can get, if Johnny and Ciampa break up, you got two more. You got a slew. And then Shinsuke could torture the hell out of them as he go. Because LA Knight is such a face, we're not going to get those elements of that with him like we would with Shinsuke. So I'm not even mad at that. Like, I love it. I love it. He came back, got it now. The real work begins. Because now how the hell you going to torture your opponents? Like, that's what I want to see. I want to see those crazy as hell promos. I want to see him torturing them backstage, doing the mist. I want to see him intimidating them in the ring. And then I want to see him prove it in the ring. Like I said, this man knows layers of martial arts on top of the wrestling. So we're always going to get good matches. Like that match with him and Seth last year was one of my favorite matches of the year. And that was on regular Raw. Like that was one of the matches that you be like could have been a PLE match. That was one of those matches. Just like this year with Braun and Bronson, or this year with Dragunov and Bron Breakker. Like those could have been PLE matches. Or the one my son and I saw with Nia and Becky, and they was on regular Raw. Like the Shinsuke Seth one, Raw had some good matches, boy. Raw had some good matches. I'm telling you, when it comes to matches like that and you want something cutthroat, Raw is going to give it to you. Like SmackDown, no shade, got the better storylines, but the matches don't be A1 all the time. But you be like, it's cool because the story is good. Raw be like, the hell with that. But Adam be stressed out, okay? So then the next match was, who did I say for after that? The triple threat match. I can't even say the two words I was thinking of. One started with a B, one started with a D. I mean, N. That match was, to me, my favorite match of the night. After I seen the whole thing, that was my favorite match of the night. First of all, they come out, Sheamus comes out. So he got the experience. Okay? So he's been in his jump at WWE for about 15 years too. Then Ludwig comes out. Okay, we got someone that wants to prove himself. So experience versus someone wants to prove himself. And because him and Gunther got the similar entrance, and the thing is so clean, you could see the laser lights all the way around the arena. That white, I don't know, it's something about that white. You can see it all light up throughout. The other colors, they light up, but it don't, the light doesn't contrast, but only so far. So like when he was standing up at the end of, I think, the second ring, you could still see the lights. And then the champion. So they came out. All of them started doing their thing. It was so much. It was so much. I just remember, I think Sheamus, was it Sheamus and Ludwig going at it for a while? I think Bron Breakker tried to run at one point and get Sheamus by the steps. Kaiser had like baseball slid outside to get him, to stop him, and then he went and attacked Sheamus, and Sheamus thought him and Bronson was going to like team up on Kaiser, and Bronson was like, the hell with that. Then Sheamus then after that, I think not Bronson, I keep saying Bronson, that's his real name, I think. Bron kept threw Sheamus, I think, over the barricade. So Sheamus pops up when Kaiser is sitting there laughing. He gives him 10 beats or 11 beats. Then he does the same thing to Bron. I'm trying to figure out how Sheamus is the most bruised up one, I think. Did they end up on an announcement table? I think they ended up on an announcement table. Because did they? Because I think at one point in time in the match, was it that match or was it the one with Gunther and Damien? Cold Gust. And I said, did this Gus? I tweeted this. I said, was that Corey or Cole? And they was like, that was definitely Cole. And I was like, what is happening? What is happening? So it was all in all a good match. It was not what I thought. I honestly didn't think Sheamus was winning that at all. I thought that if Bron didn't keep it, that Ludwig was going to become the new IC champion. But the chances of him becoming a new IC champion was going to be real slim. Bron ended up winning and retaining. So who knows what's going to happen between the three of them, because that could go on for a couple weeks. If they have it where no one interferes, Adam does it where no one interferes, then we can get each one of them challenge him for the IC title. After that, they'll have to move on. Like, because, you know, there's other people on the card that probably want that shot. I was going to say, if Seth doesn't go for Gunther like he wants to, his current dream match, I see him going for Bron Breakker. But at the same time, I don't see him lowering himself. Not unless he wants to for that championship again. So then it becomes Damien comes out. It's Damien versus Gunther. Damien comes out. Damien's rocking the old school hairstyle. He don't got the Senegalese in. He got the part where part of his hair is out and other parts in the bun. He got the jacket. I like the little things on the jacket. And then he goes out and the whole crowd goes crazy. Gunther comes out. He got his jacket. Did he have his trench coat jacket? He only has it and it has his belt around his waist. And he comes out. They have a pretty solid match. And at some move he did, they ended up, I think, outside of the ring. Damien got hit outside the ring and popped his shoulder out. So then the ref said, they had the ref cam on this. So I was like, hopefully they'll show more highlights, because last time we had the ref cam, they only showed one section, like one part. And I was like, what was the point of them having the camera? We need a ref mic too. But, excuse me. he came on the floor and the ref was like, "You okay?" And he was like, "I'm good, I'm good." And I was like, "Who is that?" Because you know when he does his voice, like as Damien, his voice is much more sinister, it's much more deeper than that. And I was like, his voice had a lighter tone. So at first I said, who the hell said that? Like, who said that? Like, it's crazy how much people in entertainment change their voice. Because, like, for example, like when Ariana Grande do them interviews with Cynthia for Wicked, and she had this, like, try to have this, like, soft baby voice like Britney Spears. And I was like, who is that? First of all, that's not even how you sound when you use the other voice. And then one point in time, she fell out of that voice and was like, "Oh, excuse me." We're like, "Girl, we know you don't talk like that. Like why are you practicing that?" Now this is for like vocal agility, because a lot of people that do voiceovers can sing real well because they play with voice and different sounds and stuff like that. They have to train their voice to make different sounds and sound like different characters. But other than that, like, why are we doing this? Okay, you're not playing no persona. We know what you sound like. Like Damien, on the other hand, the people in WWE, they might could sound different on TV and then sound different in person because that's the persona they're playing. Like, we understand it. So he comes out. Then the crowd was like, "Oh, we like, what the hell's happening?" Finn comes and stomps him and from the step. So we like, leave this man alone. He said he done moved on past you. Y'all done had about 2-3 matches. Let it go, okay? Be frozen and let it go, okay? Daggone Gunther is tired of this man. He comes out. He kicks the hell out of him. Rolls Damien in there. Damien's fighting for his life. I think he gives him... He tries to give him... It wasn't the... It was something before the razor's edge. And it didn't execute well because his shoulder. Then he gave him the razor's edge and then something happened. Oh, and then Gunther had put him in a submission and Damien fell asleep. This is what a lesson I learned from this match. Okay? Couple things. First of all, Gunther has not beaten Damien without the help of Finn both times. Okay? That's number one. Number two, when you wrestling and you doing moves that involve arms and stuff, make sure you train yourself to be ambidextrous. Ambidextrous. Because while your main arm is out, like if he doing a choke slam and he grabs him with his like right hand, but his hand is up, you done trained your left hand to do the same thing, it shouldn't even matter. You should go on with the match because you thought you had me with this one. Ha ha. Be like, you thought. Got you. And then go ahead about, you know what I'm saying? So, the last match. So that was a pretty solid match. Like the matches from 3 to 5 was good. The first 2 was low. The last match, of course, you had all of the new bloodline. I was gonna say Timu bloodline came out the solo song. I know that's my song. So you know they come out, everybody in the cage, whatever, except for Tama Tonga, the new right hand man. So first, Sammy comes out. It's my favorite, my feel good song of WWE. Then Jimmy comes out, and I was like, they don't play his song enough. And I was like, the words and stuff, it's a bop. They just don't play it enough. It's like, he's been back. Well, he haven't really had any matches, but I'm like, even before, when they separated, and that was like a year, about 14 months ago. It's like, you know, they haven't played it. I might have heard it maybe 5 times on TV. And then they played CM Punk's music. The crowd goes a little crazy. So people are like, Jay about to come out. They play Roman. So everybody's, why is Jay coming out last? No. I said, first of all, I said, Roman might just accept the fact that right now Jay is the bigger star. And then people also are saying, well, maybe he just ain't want to hear Jay talk, you know, Jay, he let Jay have it, and just like he did at Saudi. I'm like, you know, Jay, when it's a major PLE, he comes out in the crowd. Because I was like, first, when they did that and they closed the cage, I was like, so what the hell? I was like, Jay must be out to be come out now. Jay come out, I don't know where the hell he at with the crowd. And because he comes out in the crowd so much, them daggone aisle tickets are expensive as hell. I'm mad as hell at him for that. My son and I sit on an aisle purposely because in case he has to go to the restroom, we don't have to walk through the crowd of people because he goes at least twice, or we'll stop and get something to eat and then he'll have to go. But now you can't even sit good right there because he's always like coming out. I'm just so upset about that part. But he come out in his gear, his red this time. I said, okay, Mike hooking him up with the red gear because we know who do his gear. I already knew. When I first seen him get it, I think, was it Black? Or was it WrestleMania? Was it WrestleMania? I think he had the white with the blue. I said, I already know Mike did his gear. And I said, because it looks similar to Logan Paul's, but it looked different. So he's had the same. Soon Jay will have it in every color. He got a white. I think he got a black at Backlash. Does he have a blue one? I don't know, but now he got a red one, which I've gotten used to him being in red again because him being in blue at first threw me off. But then I was like, it makes sense, and he looked good in gray, but he don't really wear gray. So, speaking of outfits, Cole looked professional and classy. Corey had like a textured black suit, which I liked it. I don't know if it was texture or like army or silk, or I just like the pattern design on it, even though it's all black. And of course Alicia is Alicia, and I honestly thought that Lillian was going to do it because to take over all the stuff that Sam did, so that means PLEs for her too. And normally before, if not, they would have Mike, but they had Alicia there. I was not mad at that. I was like, go ahead, girl, we stepping up, okay? Because, you know, it's a big deal if you do the PLE stuff. You announce that. So I'm excited. I was happy for her for that. But he come out, and I said, this is when they should have had the DBA. Okay? Y'all had one for LA Knight. Y'all should have had one for Jay. When he come out, they go, it's just me. Now, the crowd don't get as loud. But when they start to, hey, that's when y'all should have had it. Because the whole crowd, 17,000 something people was doing it. My son, I said, Jay is on TV. He ran downstairs. And before he even showed up, like they were still playing Roman song. My son doing this. I'm like, he didn't even come out yet. He's like, I don't care. I don't care. I said, you're going to be tired before the time they get to the wave. You're going to be tired. So this is the part of the match. I was eating some of these. Okay. I didn't even eat them. And I'm mad I got the big ones because the big one's not as sour. And I got some sour ones I bought today to make up for you. And this. I'm like, I'm about to eat this and watch this like, and then I started watching the match. So it started being, so we don't have the advantage. We come in last. So it's right hand man versus right hand man. He's like, what you want to do? What you want to do? What's the name? Climbing on the daggone cage like a daggone. I'm like, what the hell is happening here? Jay slowly approaching them. They lock up. And then after a while, it was them two and then Bronson. I said, oh my God. So Bronson comes in. So then Jimmy comes. And I love the fact that he is a twin and a brother during this time of War Games, because it's just like that. They feel right back into it, just like they were. And they still getting beat down though. Bronson ain't nothing to be played with. Bronson come out. I think, was it Bronson? And then I think Tonga Loa wanted to come out. Solo pulled a Roman, was like, not you. You. So after that, he sent out Jacob. I said, oh Lord. Because I was like, I don't see no way in hell they winning this match. Wash your hands, boy. I don't see no. Wash your hands. You're washing your hands being all loud like that. So, I was like, it's Bronson and Jacob by themselves are a problem. Okay? And I said this before. I've also said that, hand me my other bag in the kitchen, please. I also said that, you got two people doing Japanese style wrestling. You got an ex-football player that's a tribal chief, and then you got, yeah, this is the bag I wanted yesterday. And then you got them, and people are saying, "Oh my God, like who the MVP of this match was on each side." People are saying Bronson showed out, and Jacob was an MVP of on the one side of the match, and on the other side it was Jimmy followed by Punk. But I was like, for y'all who didn't watch the Indies, like I said, watch Bronson versus Jacob in the Indies. I think they fought each other a couple of years ago. Watch it. So I was like, they come out. So then Jacob comes out. I'm like, Lord. So after that, CM Punk is hype. CM Punk is hype. They looking at each other like this. CM Punk is about to go out. Roman does this to him and tells Sammy to go out. Sammy go. Punk looks at him like, what is wrong with you? Like, I was about to go out here. I wish next year y'all need to have the cages mic'd up. Because the way Roman was looking at Punk, and then Punk was looking at Roman like, I'll kill you. And then them two having a conversation, they showed them temporarily on the thing, and them two was having a conversation against each other. I was like, this is going to go real bad. I was like, this is going to go real bad real quick. So then Tama comes out. Roman, you know, slow walks throughout. And Punk goes. And Roman is fuming. I said, Roman, you can't be walking out slow to the ring like you a pimp. You want to get... Punk said, I got the adrenaline rush. I'm out here. I got to go out here and do what I got to do. Like, you out here trying to look at me. Nah, dog, we can't do that. So then Solo goes out. Soon as Solo gets there, they lock the daggone doors. I'm like, God, what is happening? So everybody, excuse me, it's a problem. It's a problem. Speaking of the women's match, I think Nia had Samoan dropped. Who the hell she Samoan dropped? I want to say Bailey, and I want to say it was either Io or Bianca, because I know it wasn't Naomi, and I don't think she got on Rhea close enough or lasted that long enough to do that. So she's Samoan, so they come in and lock it. I'm like, Jesus. I'm like, I can't remember if Roman Leakey was used to jump at the top ropes. But if he did, that's who we need to get up on this cage and climb over. Because I'm like, there's no way you getting in here. They climb over. In between that time, before Roman come up, at one point in time, Jimmy hit, this could have been a couple people ago coming in. Jimmy hit like a springboard moonsault on somebody. I said, okay, Big Jim. Presented by Slim Jim. We getting Big Jim back. And I was like, I love seeing him fly. Only because ever since he tore his ACL pre-COVID. And the only reason why I know that is because I watched the Bloodline story, like I said, 2 years ago. In detail. My son made sure, Mommy, like, you want to watch wrestling with me, we gotta... I was like, he's been real cautious. So even when they were a tag team, it was mainly Jay doing the flying. So for Jim to do it, I'm like, okay. So then he hit that kick. And I said, not him hitting the kick his wife hit. I don't know what the hell she called that. But he had his leg bent up and stuff like that. And I was like, okay. I was like, I'm paying homage to the wife. They did that. The Usos did the Uso splash. He even got on top of the cage with Bronson. No, it wasn't Bronson. Something had happened. Okay, before that, Roman petty, because Roman had held everybody up off the bat. Punk went over there. That's when Paul came over there and was like, my tribal chief, best in the world, my tribal chief. This is War Games. Please get along and tell it in the War Games. So, at one point in time, I don't know how the hell, what happened. Everybody was knocked out. I think Roman got Samoan spike, the spike, and then they ended up putting him on the table. Bronson climbed all the way up there. I was about to tsunami him off the thing. Paul's face outside of the ring had me crying because he's sitting there like this man's about to be out. So he comes out, Swan, does the swanton. I mean, that's swanton, the tsunami. Punk pulls him away. He looks at Punk like. So then, I think they shake each other's hand, or that he helps him up next as a peace offering. Jacob goes off. Jacob did hit about 4 moonsaults this match. Okay. Moonsault all the family. Okay. I think Roman Superman punched him. Jacob talked trash when he in there. He ended up doing something. I don't even know how he ended up on the table at one point in time. And I remember him pulling Jimmy. I think it was Jimmy, Jay, I want to say, and Sammy. And I think he moonsaulted and hit 2 out of 3 of them. And then I want to say one of the Tongan brothers did something to Sammy. So then Bronson is down. Okay. The brothers are down because I think they got Uso splashed. Okay. And then Jacob ended up on the table. He climbing up there, and I'm like, Jim climbed up there. I was like, by the time you get up there, Jacob is moving. Okay? Because CM Punk came in with this tool belt. I thought he was going to open it and beat the hell out of somebody. Because I was like, if he do that, it's going to be like bad blood with him and Drew. It's going to somebody definitely going to be bleeding by the end of this. So he hitting people with the toolbox and stuff like that. And he ended up getting hit with it. Speaking of, Liv hit, I think she hit Naomi in the spine with the bat. And somebody in the stomach with the bat. Was it Bianca or Io? But he gets on the table. This man Uso splashes from the top of the thing. Before he even gets up there, I'm like, Jim, don't do it. But like, we just got you back. Like, you just came back last month. Please don't hurt yourself so you'll be missing again. Okay? Like, he brings the reasonable aspect of the bloodline. He brings the comedy to the bloodline. So I'm like, please, okay? He is SmackDown's version of R-Truth, and R-Truth is Raw's version of Jimmy Uso as far as the comedy goes. But I'm like, they're so funny, and they're such like an intricate part of the hilarity in each brand that you forget that they can wrestle real well. So like, don't. And I'm like, you've been gone for 7 years. It seemed like, don't do it, okay? He does it. And I said, I don't know if that hurt him more or if Jacob more. You could see the spit coming out of Jacob's mouth. And Jimmy was like this, and I said, his whole body turned around. I said, oh, that hurt. That hurt for real. So then the only person left standing was Solo. Solo looking around. Not a friend in sight. Okay? So he looking around. What's the name? Both of the Usos, I think Jimmy kicked them first. Jay kicked them first. Both of them kicked them at the same time. Solo did a haluva kick. Daggone CM Punk did the go to sleep. And then Roman speared them and pinned them, and they lost. So I'm like, where is this going after this? So they win. They do the pictures. All of them do this. Punk is doing this. So then all of them hug Roman. Punk just looks at Roman. So then all of them hug Punk. And then Roman just looks at Punk. And then they give each other a handshake. All the guys come out. The exit was real long. And then they come out. And then all of them, you know, say hi to Heyman or whatever. And Punk goes up to him and was like, when I need that favor, I'll let you know. Or basically something like that. Then what's the name does like this, like touches his hand, you know. They go out and then they pose again. The pyro goes off. My thought was something was going to happen. And it wasn't even a Rock. Because people was like, oh, the Rock coming out. But they was like, y'all know the Rock's target was Cody. And I was like, he said that the Monday after WrestleMania that he was coming back for that title. So he wasn't in the Bad Blood. Rock came out, Bad Blood. He's not in that. My thing was, at the end of War Games, they was going to show who hit Jade. That's what I thought was going to happen. Some people, you know, thought Becky was coming back. Some people thought this when Charlotte was going to come back. But I was like, the exit did seem long for nothing else to happen. So then after that, they do the after press thing. They have the girls. And the first thing they have Naomi, Io, Rhea, Bianca, Bayley. Which I said, Bianca sit next to Bayley. They said the hell with K-Fab, K-Fab, or whatever however you say it. They sit next to each other, smiling, laughing. They sing happy birthday to Naomi. They asked Rhea about Liv. She says it's not over with. She said, but she's going to be respectful and let Io do her thing against her. And she better break her face in. And then they asked her, does she going to have people in the ring? And then Io's like, you know, I'm a member of the Damage Control, right? I said, okay, tell him, okay? He act like you ain't in no faction. So he was like, I can have, she was like, so who's going to have? It's like, anybody. And then they start laughing. And Bayley starts laughing. They're like, Bayley, you had your, she was like, okay. And then she was like, I got friends, they going to help me. And Bayley just there smiling. And she was like, okay, you think. Because eventually they probably going to turn on you too. I was like, especially the way Dakota is. As far as her journey, if they do something on WWE, that the journey of Dakota Kai, she has been backstabbed she's backstabbed every person that I've seen. When she's done that to Bayley, she's done it to Tegan. I think she's done it to some other people. So it's only a matter of time before she does what she wants to do on her own. It ends up with backstabbing Damage Control when she gets, you know what I'm saying? So they asked Io about the trash can. She said she was terrified. She said, I just put it on and jump. And I said, that's bravery like hell. And I was like, luckily the girls are there to catch you to be a part of this highlight reel. Because if they just walked away and be like, oh, well, like that'd have been very, very damaging. Okay. And so then after that, they show Sheamus. Sheamus tells himself on Twitter all red. And they talked to Bron, and Bron was like, basically, he won, but that's what he's supposed to do. He's not happy with it, something. You know, Gunther was like, he feel like he told Ludwig to go his own way without beating him up like they did Giovanni. And then he was like, Damien did get in his head for a little bit. He is a champion or whatever, and he's going to continue to fight for the championship. Raquel was on the thing with showing like her arm. And they asked Liv questions. She was like, she's hurt and she's bleeding. And she's literally bleeding from her arm. And then they showed the guys. So it was just the three from the bloodline. You know, Roman wasn't there. CM Punk ended up coming later. Jim said he broke his toe. Then he shouted out his wife and her birthday and did the little thing. He was like, "Here's my wife," and then did all this. And all that. So when Punk comes out, every time Punk does an interview after a PLE, he's always asking for something to eat. Because he was asking for cupcake or something. Somebody was like, they have enough cupcakes. And I said, they're not even cupcakes, some macarons. And then what's the name said, dang, Osama or Katama, he was like, you've been here since long enough, since all our days been. I said, not Jay replaying the press conference he had with Cody a year ago. I was like, that was funny. They asked him like, would they still go back and be part of the tag team? They asked Sammy, was he always going to be a part of Bloodline? And Sammy was like, he feels like he feels like his stories always going to intertwine with the Bloodline. I'm like, now he got two stories intertwined with, because now you got the KO, you and KO, and now you got you in the Bloodline. And he was like, if it so happens we cross paths, then yeah. He was like, if not, you know, I'm still doing my own thing. They asked the Usos the same thing. Jay basically answered Jimmy really didn't want to, you know, he just responded with heat. Jay was like, he said, I feel like we did everything we could do as a tag team. He said, I think my brother could hold it on as a singles person just like me. He was like, I'm out here getting it. He can be out here getting it. He was like, yeet. And I was like, that's very much true. What else is there to do as a tag team? There was an FCW champions, which is now NXT. You've been champions of undisputed champions. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you done fought everybody. You done lost some. You done won some. You done had the I think they made history by being the only had the first ever tag team Hell in a Cell match against the New Day, like and the first like a tag team to main event WrestleMania. Like they done broke the record of the longest holding tag team. Like what else can you do? There's literally nothing else. Literally nothing else. Now if they decide to retire and be like, we're forming a tag team wrestling school for only people that want to be in tag teams, they could 1,000% do that. Them, I feel like Katana and Kaden could do that at one point in time. When they get older in their career, they could do that because they move so instinctively. That junk is crazy. And then it's a couple of ones like if you have a school with just tag teams, like the greats, you know what I'm saying? Like Harlem Heat, the Dudleys, Christian and Edge, the Hardys, Dagon, Night Heart and Heart. What they call themselves? What Natalia, Uncle, and Daddy call themselves? I would say New Day, but they're more of a faction because it's three of them. Even though they had tag teams. And then low key though, Tony coming up with that triple, what is it called? The Threes Championship for three people at once. That was genius because that would have been something good for like the New Day. You know what I'm saying? Or for like Alpha Academy. You see what I'm saying? Or American Made. Like that was real smart. That's one thing I will give him. But they're talking about that. What had me crying though before that War Games entrance was them sitting there doing their schools, doing their names and stuff like they was this mosquito bites irking. Like they was in college. That jump remind me of Keegan doing it when he was on the show Key and Peele, and he used to have different wigs and be like, I'm from Oklahoma. And I was feeling like, what is wrong with him? That's exactly what that gave. And I was like, it's fitting because we know most of them played ball. But I'm like, at the same time, it's hilarious. I was like, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Then I think that was it. I think that was all of it. If I'm forgetting something, it wasn't meant for me to remember, or I'll probably put it be like, oh, and I forgot. But other than that, I would think it was good. I think it was okay. I think it was good. Like it's not one of the ones I would go back and look back on. You know what I'm saying? Like low key, between the highlights they'll put on Instagram, the shorts, and YouTube and TikTok and stuff like that, and then the highlights they'll show on Monday and on Friday, because the Survivor Series was average. You really don't need to watch it. If you see the highlights, you'll get the gist of it. Like it's not so, to me, it wasn't so that you'll be like, oh man, I forgot I missed I'm sad I missed this, or you know what I'm saying? Like, and I want to say, I think last year at the PLE, we didn't have 3 men fighting for championships. I think we had one of the women's fighting for theirs. But we couldn't do that this year because both of the women were in the War Games. So that's why the mid-card title was important. Because we couldn't do the Raw, the SmackDown, or the tag team because all of them was in War Games. And even if we did the tag team, Jade is gone. So Bianca eventually is going to have to relinquish that. So we'll see. I just want to see what's going to happen. Because, especially with the new bloodline. Because that's going to be interesting. Now, what are we doing? Like, are you and Roman going to have a match where neither side of the bloodline could come out and for the Ula follow? Like, what are we doing? Are y'all going to come together? I thought if they didn't show who injured Jade, that they would show like one of their cousins being signed and coming out. That's what I thought. But I know that will probably be in due time. So, yeah. So let me go back to watching and folding. Married to Medicine, getting my stuff ready for school for my son tomorrow. I'm so thankful that I came home yesterday. Did I come home yesterday? No, I came home Friday. I came home Friday evening. I'm so glad I've been home for, I'm trying to, almost a day and a half. I ain't even go nowhere for real. Like, I went an hour and some change away Wednesday. Left Wednesday night. Came back at like, got there at what? About 9, 10 o'clock. 9:30. Came back here, got back here at 5:30 Friday. Like, I wasn't traveling that far. Thanksgiving travel is stressful. It's more stressful than Christmas travel. So, I got acclimated and stuff in the house. I ain't got to scramble and be like, try to get settled. So I'm thankful for that. Anyways, I hope everyone had a great day and hopefully a great week. Okay. It's the start of a new week today. It's the start of a new month. Happy December. If you don't have what you think you'll have for that person, or who somebody that you want to get a gift for, Christmas or whatever, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, it's okay. Like, the economy is terrible. If they can't understand that, it's okay. If they have to get it after Christmas and you really want to get something, they have to get it after Christmas, it's okay. It's the least you thought of them. Because some people are selfish. You be like, you ain't get me nothing. Like, girl, boy, you see what the economy look like? Like, people could barely stay afloat, especially if you middle class, because we getting all the taxes. You got to be making over like 110 or more to not be feeling that. And depending on where you live, especially if you live on the West Coast, that ain't even enough. Okay. Once you gotta at least be making, what is it, 300,000, I've heard, to be living decently in California. So, yeah. I just don't let this Christmas shopping and stuff stress you out. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. Bye.